Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 24 and Text 40. Matra adhyatmikim vidyam shamanim sarvakarmanam vitarishye yaya chaso bhayam chati tarishyati. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation: I shall also describe this sublime knowledge, which is the door to spiritual life, to my mother, so that she also can attain perfection and self-realization, ending all reactions to fruitive activities. Thus, she also will be freed from all material fear. Purport by Sri Prabhupada. Kardama Muni was anxious about his good wife Devahuti while leaving home, and so the worthy son promised that not only would Kardama Muni be freed from the material entanglement, but Devahuti would also be freed from receiving instruction by receiving instruction from her son. A very good example is set here. The husband goes away taking the sannyas order for self-realization, but his representative, the son, who is equally educated, remains at home to deliver the mother. A sannyasi is not supposed to take his wife with him. At the vanaprastha stage of retired life, or the stage midway between householder life and renounced life, one may keep his wife as an assistant without sex relations, but in the sannyas order of life one cannot keep his wife with him. Otherwise, a person like Kardama Muni would have kept his wife with him, and there would have been no hindrance to his prosecution of self-realization. Kardama Muni followed the Vedic injunction that no one in sannyas life can have any kind of relationship with women. But what is the position of a woman who is left by her husband? She is entrusted to the son, and the son promises that he will deliver his mother from entanglement. A woman is not supposed to take sannyas. So-called spiritual societies concocted in modern times give sannyas even to women, although there is no sanction in the Vedic literature for a woman's accepting sannyas. Otherwise, if it were sanctioned, Kardama Muni could have taken his wife and given her sannyas. The woman must remain at home. She has only 3 stages of life: dependency on the father in childhood, dependency on the husband in the youth, and in old age, dependency on the grown-up son, such as Kapila. In old age, the progress of woman depends on the grown-up son. The ideal son, Kapila Muni, is assuring his father of the deliverance of his mother so that his father may go peacefully without anxiety for his good wife. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So in this verse, the goal of the human life is mentioned. Bhayam cha atitarishyati. One should be free from all material fears. This is goal of life, to become completely free from fear, bhayam, and by developing adhyatmikim vidyam, by developing the spiritual knowledge, the sublime knowledge, one should be so realized, that self-realized, that he is free from all bhayam. Bhayam atitarishyati. So, the entire human life was designed in such a way that one can transcend all kinds of fear and anxieties by the end of his life. If a human being lives for 100 years, it is said that first 25 years he should be trained up in spiritual life and in brahmacharya. And at the end of 25, he can decide whether he wants to enter into Gruhastha or he continue to practice brahmacharya till he takes up directly sannyas. Then if somebody enters into Grihastha, then he is permitted to stay in Grihastha life up to 50, next to 25 years. And then as a Grihastha, religiously one can beget children. And there is a responsibility on the parents that they should train up their children in such a way that even they also transcend the fear. Even they'll also advance in Adhyatmikim Vidyam, Adhyatmika Vidya. Then at the age of 50, they should travel. Both husband and wife, they should come out of the family, hand over the operations to the children, and then they should travel to the pilgrimage. They should go to Vrindavan, they should go to Mayapur. In India, that culture is still there to travel to these pilgrimage places. We are seeing Kumbh Mela, there are 50 crores crossed. So many people are going there. They want to have pilgrimage. And at that time, the wife is allowed to travel with the husband to assist him. And there is no question of any physical relation. And then after 25 years of that Vanaprastha, the last 25, they have to, the man has to completely devote himself 100% to Krishna consciousness or this Adhyatmikim Vidya. That's called sannyas. At that time, the wife will be left with the son, the grown-up son. So, grown-up son, because already he married at 25, so when he is 75, obviously the son also is grown up, and so the wife will be kept under the care of the grown up son, and then the man is free to walk away and take sannyas, completely absorbed in Krishna's service, and travel and preach the Krishna consciousness. So this is the Vedic system, the Vedic culture. So we are now talking about an environment where Vedic culture is strictly adhered to. We are talking about Satya Yoga, where ideal conditions are there and all these Vedic regulations are there. So that's why we are seeing here, Kardama Muni is now about to walk away from the house. And the son is Lord Kapila. It's an unusual situation where the Lord has appeared into a family, and he is there to take care of the wife, that means mother, Devahuti. So when the father is walking away, the son is assuring him that Matra Adhyatmikim Vidyam Shamanim Sarvakarmanam. He is assuring the father that don't worry, I am going to teach this Adhyatmika Vidya to my mother so that Shamanim Sarvakarmana, she is freed from all material activities. Sarvakarmana. Why one has to be free from all material activities? Because these material activities are the ones which create fear. The fear comes if one is absorbed in material activities. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshata syat. Bhayam comes when one is absorbed in this illusory activities. All the material activities are illusory activities. They have no permanent effect. The results, the reactions, everything is illusory, temporary. So, Kapila Muni is assuring his father that now he can peacefully go on with the sannyas, ashrama, because he will take care of the mother's spiritual life. Bhayam chat atitarishyati. Actually, to become Lord Kapila's parents, Devahuti or Kardam Muni, they're not ordinary people. They're eternal associates of the Supreme Lord. They don't have to learn any Adhyatmiki Vidya or Bhayam Atitarishyati, transcend the Bhaya and all that. But when the Lord comes, his associates also appear here. And they participate in the pastimes of the Lord. They assist the Lord in his mission to deliver this Adhyatmiki Vidya, this transcendental knowledge. This is very precious. This transcendental knowledge, this Adhyatmiki Vidya is not ordinary, not available in this world. It has to be given. That's why here the Kapila is saying, Vitarishye yaya cha asau. Vitarishye, I am going to give now. I am going to give. Vitarana means to distribute. So, Kapila has come to distribute this transcendental knowledge. In the previous verses also we have seen Kapila says, this knowledge is coming from time immemorial. I am just repeating again. So, this transcendental knowledge, this Sanatana knowledge is ever existing. And Kapila is reviving it, and particularly he is giving to his parents, his mother, and through the mother he is giving it to the entire world. So that is the idea. So Kapila is now getting ready to teach this Adhyatmiki Vidya. And so, but this Adhyatmiki Vidya, it is very precious and very sublime, and it has to be dealt very carefully. It has to be dealt very carefully. If it is not coming down properly, even if somebody changes one line, one little conclusion, then that knowledge is considered lost. Even in one subject matter, a little deviation, then that knowledge is considered lost. So to keep this exact knowledge, that Adhyatmiki Vidya, there is a system of parampara. A line of acharyas, they maintain this proper understanding or the proper knowledge generations after generations. See how Krishna's design. He wants this Vidya to be available in this world. But the nature of this world is that the time degrades everything. That is the nature. It degrades everything. So sometimes this Vidya also apparently becomes lost. The physical book may be there, but the proper understanding is lost. Somebody has twisted the meaning here and there little bit, and then gradually it all gets diluted and collapsed. See, this is the nature of any Vidya. So that's why there is a parampara to ensure that everybody gets the right understanding, correct meaning. For example, Prabhupada says that the Diksha Guru should be as good as Narada Muni, and he has to be a Mahabhagavata, and he can never fall down under any circumstance. Now this is the principle for a Diksha Guru. If somebody comes and says, no, Diksha Guru can also fall down, sometimes because of some circumstances he can also fall down. He need not have to be a Uttamadhikari. He can be Kanishta or Madhyama. Let us say somebody says like that, actually the knowledge is lost. Anybody lives in that knowledge, that yes, Diksha Guru can also be like any normal, little more advanced. You can also follow. Let us say somebody lives in that concept. Actually, he is not connected to Parampara. He is already deviated from Parampara. So Parampara is not some physical line, some pictures, and you show some picture and then there is a series of people are there. Yes, up to Prabhupada, those personalities are non-different from the transcendental knowledge which is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. They themselves represent the personification of Bhagavatam, and so those pictures and that diagram, that's all auspicious. Somebody else may think, no, Diksha Guru can be anybody, I am also a Diksha Guru, and he puts his picture down there and then extends that transcendental parampara, and he is sitting next. The next person, it doesn't mean that he becomes part of the parampara. Parampara means he should be acharya like Prabhupada. Completely thorough with transcendental knowledge, adhyatmikim vidya, and unfailing, unfalling under all circumstances. That is the position of Acharya. So, here we see the Kapila, he is taken the responsibility of delivering his mother from bhayam atitarishyati, from all the fears, all material fears. And since this knowledge is coming in a parampara, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhupada brought us the same knowledge, adhyatmikim vidya, and many people, they come in touch with this knowledge by his mercy. Prabhupada selflessly, he has distributed this knowledge freely to each and every one. He has never put any condition, never discriminated. There is no consideration of caste, birth, color, creed, any of such consideration. He freely distributed. Whoever is ready to receive, he distributed. And whoever is not ready to receive, for them also Prabhupada has came up with innovative ideas so that they can also receive. So he has not, Prabhupada is like that. Very ambitious that his knowledge, this transcendental knowledge. He never thought that this is my book or my knowledge. He said, these books are written by God, written by Krishna, and he himself used to read his books. And then he wanted this Krishna's books, Lord Kapila's books, to reach each house, each school, each college, each university, so that they can get relief from Jada Vidya. So there are two types of Vidyas. Jada Vidya, what we learn in our colleges and schools and all that. And then there is a Adhyatmikim Vidya. If somebody learns Jada Vidya, then and then what is his situation? That Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he explains in his song Vidyar Vilas. He says, Vidyar Vilase Katainu Khal Parama Sahase Ami Tomara Charana Na Bhajinu Kabhu Ekhona Sharana Tumi. He is saying, with great enthusiasm I passed my time in the pleasures of mundane learning, Jada Vidya. Happily I have studied 20 years, 25 years. What is your degree, sir? I am M.Tech, I am this, and that means that many number of years. You have taken pleasure in studying all these things, and then I never worshipped your lotus feet, O Lord, but now you are my only shelter. Why is he, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, saying this? Next he says, Padite padite barasa bharilo, jnane gati habe mani, से आशा बिफल, से ज्ञान दुर्बल, से ज्ञान अज्ञान जाने. Reading on and on, my hopes grew. Now this is the danger of this mundane learning. By reading on and on, my hopes in this material world, they have grown. For I considered material knowledge to be one's true path. Sometimes when we can solve some equations, find some new insights, and all the laws and formulas, then your hopes are growing, and then you consider that this is the true path. And you think that I know everything. But that hope was fruitless. That knowledge proved very feeble, nothing. I know now that all such knowledge is pure ignorance. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, after coming in touch with Krishna consciousness, how one feels, he is explaining. And then he says, Jadavidya Jata Mayar Vaibhav. This Jadavidya is Mayar Vaibhav. It's a glory of Maya. So he says all mundane knowledge is but the power of Lord's illusory energy and an impediment to your service. It makes an ass out of the eternal soul by bringing about infatuation for this temporary world. This is the danger with this vidya, that it makes moha janamiya anitya samsare jevake koraya gadha, basically. So what happens when you get into this jadavidya is that you become very proud. We become infatuated with those titles and degrees and courses. We become very proud. And we even think that our parents are all, old generation, they don't know anything. I know much better. And who cares for who? In fact, they don't want to care for anybody else. But whereas Adhyatmika Vidya is different. One becomes very humble. Even if he is very learned in all the Shastras, at the end he will say, actually I don't know anything. Let me hear from my spiritual master. Like a blank slate. This is what he thinks. When we approach the Guru's book, Tadvidhi Pranipathena, we are approaching Guru's book, means we are approaching Guru. Sometimes mundane scholars, they question that Prabhupada is not physically present. So how will you approach Prabhupada? Their thinking is that Prabhupada is limited to only his vapu. But actually Prabhupada himself says, Guru's association is possible not only by vapu, but by his vani also. He is not just limited to his sharira, and then only when you approach that form of the acharya, then there is an association, and after he disappears and there is no possibility of association. It is not like that. This is not Adhyatmika Vidya. This is Jada Vidya imposing on acharya. You are trying to impose Jada Vidya concepts on acharya. That's the problem. So, the real understanding is that the acharya's presence is even now available through Vani. His Vani, his books. So when we approach his books, first thing is Pranipat. You should approach in a surrendering mood. In one place Prabhupada says Pranipat means like a blank slate. When you are approaching Prabhupada's book, you should not think that, oh, it's all again the same thing. In this purport also, Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and we are all His servants, and we are not this body, the spirit soul. Chant Hare Krishna. If you read like that, and then you think that, okay, I already know, and the same things are coming again and again, that means we are not approaching Prabhupada books properly. You have to approach in the mood of pranipat, like a blank slate. I am a fool. Prabhupada says it is always good to remain eternally a foolish fellow in front of the spiritual master. Never think that now I have read everything. In fact, I have read not only Prabhupada books, I read few more other books also, so I know much better than Prabhupada. Means you are finished. In fact, as soon as you think that I have finished Prabhupada books, you are finished. It looks little contradictory, but actually we should know that you can never finish Prabhupada books. As you go on reading, you feel that you have to read more. You feel that you have to understand it more. One sees that there are so many things that I have to understand from Prabhupada books. As he goes on reading, every reading he finds a new light and angle. So he never feels tired like that. So with a blank slate and the next service attitude, you are serving the spiritual master. Reading his books is also a service. And so, in the service attitude, and also one has to follow Guru's instructions and serve him, serve his mission. Then gradually he will understand all the aspects of the spiritual life. Then Adhyatmikim Vidya will be manifested in his heart. It is bestowed. This is not something grabbed. Jada Vidya is like grabbed. They try to grab it and they try to show themselves how great he is in grabbing. But whereas Adhyatmika Vidya is not by grabbing, it is by our surrender to Guru. And then by Guru's grace, the essence will be manifested in the heart of the disciple. And the disciple may be illiterate, may not even know how to read, write and all that. But if he has got Guru's mercy, then automatically, Langum Pangayate Guru, automatically he will achieve unusual and amazing achievements for satisfaction of the spiritual master. So that should be the confidence, faith of the disciple. One should be. So now, when we came in touch with Prabhupada, when we understood this Jada Vidya is very feeble, whatever I have learned is actually nothing. It's all zero. And then we decided that this Adhyatmika Vidya is the most crucial. Sometimes the parents are not happy. Not sometimes, most of the times, the parents are not happy. They think, what are you reading? No, we are reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna. Now what is the use? If you read your Jada Vidya, the latest books have come, artificial intelligence, then you can get a good job. If you read all this Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, what are you going to get? This is their problem. And if the boy joins, the parents will become very upset. Actually, parents should be very proud. Why? Because their duty is to deliver the children from birth and death. It is the duty of the parents. So the parents should be happy that anyway we could not do, at least Prabhupada is doing, and his mission is doing. our job. So they should be very happy. They should actually hand over. Sir, we could not do anything. Nowadays also the trend is there. They are bringing their teenage boys and saying, Prabhu, you take care. Why he is not listening to us? So at least if he can listen to you, you give him some adhyatmika vidya, and then you engage him in the service of the mission. So once the boy joins, sometimes it comes to his mind that I should give this vidya to my parents. Actually, in Kali Yuga, that is required, because the parents are not educated in this adhyatmika vidya, and so now the sons have to teach, the children have to teach this adhyatmika vidya to the parents. So that's why most of the devotees, they try to bring their parents into this path, Krishna consciousness. Of course, immediately after joining it may not be possible. Gradually, that boy should engage their parents in Krishna consciousness, so that slowly they will also become advanced in this knowledge, and then one day they will also be free from bhayam ta cha atitarishyati. If the devotee becomes a pure devotee, it is said that many generations, in Prahlad's pastime, Lord Narasimha assures that 21 generations of families, they will be liberated. So the parents of the missionaries are already fortunate. The parents of the devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness seriously, they are also fortunate. And the devotee should be very strong. He should remain very strongly fixed in Krishna consciousness. Then he need not have to worry about the deliverance of his parents. They will be taken care by Lord's grace, Prabhupada's grace. And if they also pick up this Krishna consciousness methods, they also learn how to serve the Lord, then their deliverance will become very quick, very fast. So the assurance is there. So the devotees need not have to worry about their parents. They will be taken care by Lord's grace. Any questions? We'll stop. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.